HHN 365, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. My name is Mike, and as always, I'm here with my co-host Duff.
Hey guys, not bad. How are you?
We have a great episode for you. We actually have a lot in store. It's going to be a jam-packed episode.
I think we haven't edited it yet. This will be a long one, for sure.
Yeah. We have round 3 of trivia. Mm-hmm. We just recorded. That's going to be on this episode.
Yep.
And we also, I've been talking about it for a long time.
Long time.
We finally got our interview with the Scareactor. Dana was one of my coworkers and friends. She made the episode. She was in HHN 29. She's been a Scareactor for a long time.
Yeah, which you'll find out more about.
You'll find more about. But she was at Red in Us. She's did an interview with us, and that's coming episode as well.
It's a pretty big role she had there.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
like I said,
Smitty
nominated.
Yes.
Yeah, we tell her that.
She didn't know what that meant.
She had no clue what that meant.
Most people don't.
We'll save that.
I'm not sure if I know what that means
yet.
We'll
save that to the
Maybe by next year.
Yeah, but before we get to that, we have a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to call this segment Mike Done Fucked Up. This is going to be a reoccurring segment. It might turn into Duff Done Fucked Up, but it will mostly be Mike Done Fucked Up.
I'm sure sometimes it'll be We Done Fucked Up.
Yeah. This one might be a little bit of both.
This is basically us correcting things where we misspoke.
Or
which had fully wrong information.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yes. And that's going to happen a lot. We also want to talk about, there was some really terrible sound quality.
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
So we wanted to apologize about that. We don't know quite what happened, but I have a theory that it all came from a tablecloth.
Yes. We won't go into too much detail about why a tablecloth caused this. But we understand our sound quality in general is not the best at the moment. We are working and investing in better equipment.
Yes.
But last episode specifically, there was that banging, and that was just...
Yeah. And
very
so we're sorry guys. We're working on it. I mean, we're definitely trying to get better sound quality. It's coming. Then again, I do like being the literal low res podcast or lo-fi, low fidelity.
We are the actual low res.
We are
podcast. We are literally low res.
We are low res podcast.
I'm sure some Diz Twitter people fully understood that.
Yeah. There's some overlap.
Oh, there's a lot of overlap.
There's overlap. Yeah. So.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm on Diz Twitter, but I see what happens. I know what's going on over there, guys.
Yeah.
If you're listening from Diz Twitter, come to HHN Twitter. We're a lot better.
Yeah, but we're working on our sound quality. The fact that you guys still listen and we're literally recording on a tin can, it really, really humbles us. And so maybe we'll see after the last episode how many people continue to listen to us.
Right? Yeah, not going back to that again.
Yeah, so we're going to see. So we just literally, it really does humble us. But we're definitely working on the sound quality. And it'll get there.
Yeah, no,
right?
It's more just we need the investment.
Yeah, this is a hobby for us, and it's going to take a little bit to really invest in the equipment that it makes us to sound.
And it's not going to be a magic overnight thing. We're kind of get piece by piece to make it better.
Yeah.
But our next step should be decently soon, and that will be a big step.
Yes.
For quality. So, not too long, guys. Not too long.
But we're gonna work on the weird, random,
Yeah, we'll avoid the big banging. I think we've kind of figured it out. Again, tablecloth thing. We won't go into detail why a tablecloth caused banging, but we think it did.
We were trying to impress someone, so my wife put out a tablecloth. We'll just leave it at that.
The tablecloth has been removed.
There is no tablecloth.
All right. Anyways, that's enough about our terrible sound quality that they can probably hear right now.
Yes. Yeah. There's this. We've noticed over the last couple episodes a slight hum. And it's driving us crazy when we listen to the podcast for quality control, because we do. I don't know about you, Duff.
I do.
I didn't used to at the very beginning because the first episodes were such a clusterfuck and thank you guys for listening to the first episodes, but we were still learning how to do this. And we're still learning. We're still learning.
It's a process.
But so I didn't listen to the first episodes, but now recently I do listen to the episodes just to make sure there aren't around banging noises in the episode, and there was.
and I did catch it in editing and got it out as much as I could without ruining our audio. But as you could tell, that wasn't enough.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we talked a little too much about it, but Yeah, we're working on it. Thank you for continue to listen.
All right, let's just go to Mike Done Fucked Up.
Yeah, okay. So part 2 of Mike Done Fucked Up is Billie Eilish has turned 18.
Yeah, we talked about her being underage.
I think the sentiment is 100%
still there.
Still there.
She is 18.
She is 18. Officially, for the record, she is 18. But none
our
of
sentiment does stand.
Sentiment stands. Please don't slide her into our DMs, Billy. And then also, on that same note, I did believe I said synesthesia was a disease or a disorder. That is not correct. It's more just a natural occurring phenomenon in some people. There's nothing wrong, so you can't really call it a disorder. And I've done some more research on synesthesia, and it's actually really interesting. It's more just kind of like linking two senses together. So when you see something or hear something, it's linked to another sense. So when you see a letter, then that's also linked to maybe a color, or the sound of a name is also linked to a smell, and it honestly makes people have really great memories and also really creative. So a lot of singers and songwriters and poets and writers in general have synesthesia. Apparently 5% of the population have synesthesia.
Is that high?
Yeah. Some people don't even realize they have it. It's something they've been doing since they've been a kid.
They don't even think about it. Yeah.
And they don't even know it was a thing that other people have. They think everyone does it.
I can confirm I don't have it.
I don't have synesthesia, no.
I wish I did. That sounds actually really cool.
So that was Mike Done Fucked Up.
Mike Done Fucked Up, Part 1.
Part 1.
I'm sure we'll be back next episode.
It'll be a recurring thing.
Someone fucked up.
Yeah, someone. Yeah.
Someone done fucked up.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna get into quick rumors.
Yeah,
right?
Let's do it.
So, this rumor has actually been out for a while. We could have included it into the Billie Eilish one, but there was so much to talk about with the Billie Eilish one that we kind of left it out. Duff, how about you take this one?
So, as many frequent HHN Twitterers, social medias, forumers know, there are several accounts that are known for giving out rumors. Accuracy aside, people like to play along with certain people. One of these accounts comes to life every so often. I enjoy playing. Is Fire of the Frit? Is that
Efrit?
Efrit, sorry.
Efrit, maybe? I don't know. I'm not the person to correct you, Duff. I should not correct you.
But the Efrit. Fire of the Efrit is their Twitter handle. And they like to come out every so often, every year, and give out riddles to rumors. So kind of similar to what Legacy does that we've talked about on previous episodes. Kind of a polarizing account because the accuracy isn't always there. They get things right, don't get me wrong.
It's what, a 50-50 track record?
Yeah, probably somewhere around there. There are people who don't really like the account, and I understand that take. I simply just take as much HHN content as I can and try to enjoy it. Right. Whether it's wrong or right, I'm talking and thinking about HHN, so I'm happy.
That's why we made this podcast.
Yeah, kind of.
Literally just because to make more content.
So we don't have to wait for this to enjoy that. Yeah. But anyways, they have come back to life this year with their first riddle rumor.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to read that off?
Sure. So, he released kind of a tweet saying that he was coming back to life, and then literally it was maybe 30 minutes later he tweeted a riddle, and it goes, at Fire the Efrit tweeted, obtained, lost, regained, tossed. It reappears on the list.
Now that a third will exist.
Yes.
So there are a couple guesses that have been very popular, pretty much divided among two and that's going to be The Conjurer and Bill and Ted returning.
Yeah, you were quick to tweet out that you kind of agreed with the Bill and Ted aspect.
Yep.
Before I could get to it, and I'm on the Conjuring train.
You are.
I think Conjuring is the right. If there is a right answer for what the Efrit is trying to allude to, whether it's right or wrong, or he has misinformation, I think the Conjuring fits better than Bill and Ted because.
I'd like to hear this.
Okay, so The Conjuring was obtained, and it was about to be a house. What was it was the one that the Hive took over.
Correct.
What year was that?
Hive was 28.
Okay, so 28. So it was.
Or hold on, 27.
27.
Man,
I don't know. You're in
right
my ghost years. I just had a daughter years. So
one of those years.
Yeah, the years that I was not able to attend.
Forget. It was 17. Or 27. I mean.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
it was 27.
Yeah, so it was 27. It was literally apparently built. Like, from what I understand, The Conjuring was like they had it built, and they literally had to quickly retheme it to the Hive.
Yep.
And that some of the scenes are literally was supposed to be The Conjuring. And then Regained Tossed did they regain The Conjuring a second time? That's the part I'm not quite sure. It sounds.
But that's where I think also every one of those things kind of fits Bill and Ted, because it was originally obtained. Apparently, by all means, it was lost because suddenly the IP became more expensive because a third movie was coming out.
So where's the timeline on this? I don't quite understand. When did they obtain Lost, Regained, Tossed?
Are you saying for Bill and Ted?
For Bill and Ted. For Bill and Ted. Because for The Conjuring, we've kind of already explained that. That fits. I don't understand how Bill and Ted fits. They obtained it and then they lost it. Because they got it on, the second or third year? And they had shows all the way up until 27, which was the last year they did a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
so you're saying the regained and the tossed part is what throws you off.
Yes, the regained and tossed. I don't understand that part.
But then where does that come in for The Conjuring? Because we only know of one instance for sure.
Yeah, but I think the obtained lost part, like, they didn't necessarily lose
Bill and Ted.
They just kind of.
Well, we don't know the exact reasons, but one of the rumors is that basically the IP suddenly became expensive because Bill and Ted has a movie coming out.
Well,
at that point, I think the studio knew that it was coming.
Yes, and the Bill and Ted creators did post something. Like on a tweet that said something to the effect of like, I had nothing to do with the show. Mm-hmm. We felt like the show got a little mean-spirited for the lighthearted, friendly aspect of Bill and Ted.
But also came out and said we also had nothing to do with it disappearing.
With it disappearing.
Like, that wasn't our call whatsoever. We didn't care that it was there.
Right.
But that's how we feel about it.
Right.
But they also admitted they never really watched it.
I got a sense that they didn't necessarily love what was going on with it.
They had heard that it was, a little dark for Bill and Ted, the characters they created, but they had also admitted they had not really partook in viewing Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. So, because I remember there was a couple people who were like, I don't know if I agree with that. They're like, oh, good to know. Like, So, either way, they didn't have anything to do with it from what they said.
So, I'm in the Conjuring boat that I think this includes. Duff, are you fully on board with the Bill and Ted, or have you kind of changed your opinion?
No, I haven't changed my opinion. I think Bill and Ted is the leader for me just because I think it's happening, to be honest. So kind of that sense.
Yeah.
But I think Conjuring makes just as much sense for the riddle, so it's more of like a personal belief of, I believe Bill and Ted is coming back this year, so it kind of fits.
Right.
Conjuring has been rumored and almost happened a lot.
Right.
Well, almost happened once, but rumored a lot. It's a tough IP to get.
Yeah.
By all accounts. It fits for both. So it's really, I don't know that one is more right than the other in my mind. I just associate one with the one I think's happening.
I kind of want both. Do you want both?
I do want both. I would love to have both. Yeah. I think the Conjuring universe would be really cool to bring in. I think a lot of people agree and have wanted it for a long, long, long time.
I don't know if you remember this stuff, but one of my backups for the HHN way too early speculation game that we played. If you haven't listened to that episode, you can go back and listen to it. We played a game where we, like, while HHN 29 was wrapping up, we were speculating on what type of, like, we called it hot takes.
Yep.
Speculating on what type of things we have to do 30. I believe I was toying with the idea of speculating if Annabelle, the character doll, would make her way into HHN 30. I almost used that one. I don't believe I did use it, but I know I almost did.
Might have been worth using.
Yeah, I should have. I should have done it.
Now the question is it The Conjuring or the Conjuring universe that we would get? We don't know.
I think an Annabelle doll would definitely show up in the Conjuring.
Yeah, no.
In the house, because she was the main feature in the first movie, right?
Well, I'm saying in general, do we just get The Conjuring, the movie?
I think we
the
get
series, or do we get the full universe?
No, I think we get the first movie.
Okay.
For established of what we've seen before, usually when we get an IP for the first time, we get a house based on the most famous of the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I can see that.
Evil Dead, or we get it based on that one thing.
And I think honestly, it's still popular enough of a property on its own, not just the universe. The Conjuring is considered one of the great recent horror films.
No, they have a lot to pull from as well.
Yeah.
Because they have like the whole Annabelle spin-off stuff, and they have all the Nun spin-off stuff. They have a lot to pull off.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, it's property I've always wanted. A lot of people have always wanted. I'd be happy if it came. I think this riddle would lead towards it, but it also leads towards Bill and Ted. I don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know if the source has 100% accurate information on this riddle that we're going off of.
It's always, with him, it's always a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I don't think that's necessarily saying anything bad.
That's not a bad thing.
I mean,
more than I get.
We're wrong a lot.
Yeah.
And he says in his very first riddle, they say nothing is set in stone. He's just going on based on what he's heard.
Yeah.
So he's literally just kind of making a game with the stuff he's heard, which is basically kind of what we do.
Yeah,
so,
sort of.
But we don't really...
We don't hear from sources.
We don't hear from sources. We just kind of, just make games out of the rumors we're hearing. And essentially, that's kind of what we're doing. But he definitely tries to make it seem like he's a little bit more official.
For sure. Like he has some real sources.
Yeah.
Which
we have none.
We don't. Yeah, no,
we have none.
We'll come out and say it.
No.
If anyone wants to be a source that actually knows, let us know.
Yeah, sure.
We'd love to hear.
Sure. All right. Well, that's housekeeping and rumors. Let's take a quick break, and we'll get to our first segment, which is HHN Trivia.
See you on the other side.
Welcome back, horror fans. All right, let's get to the third round of trivia. Duff, take it away.
All right, we're getting to our third round of trivia here. We already have 2 out of our 4 finalists set. We're going to see who joins them today. As we promised, we're going to make it a little bit tougher, and I think we're coming through with that.
I tried.
Yeah, I think you did a good job. These are all on Mike, so if you don't think so, talk to him about that, not me. So we have 2 brand new contestants today. Both of them are brand new to the show, first-time guests as well. First, we're going to have Natalie from the Twitter account Countdown HHN. Natalie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And then joining her as an opponent is going to be Steven.
Hello.
Steven, how are you doing?
Doing great. I'm very excited.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. So basically, we'll kind of cover the rules here. I know you guys know them, but just to make sure everyone's on the same page, just a brief breakdown. 1 question per person at a time. No buzzer style or anything like that. If it's your question, you get it right, 2 points. If you get it wrong, the person can steal for 1 point. Trying to get to 10 points, and that's the base of the game.
And a 15-second time limit.
And the 15-second time limit. Probably good to throw in there. All right. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump into it here.
All right.
Mike, do you want to take away the first question?
Absolutely. Let's do it. All right. What famous movie monster has been featured?
We should probably pick who's going first, huh?
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah, I was so confused.
I'll take the... All right. Mike, who should call the coin toss?
Steven.
Steven? All right. Whenever you're ready, call it, Steven.
Heads.
And it's heads. Steven, you'll get to go first.
All right.
And then also another important thing we missed, the subject.
Subject.
The subject. Today's subject is going to be just generally scare zones.
Ooh.
So any scare zone from any year, it's going to be there.
All right.
All right. So, Mike, started off with Steven here.
All right, Steven, I gave you a little bit of a head start. What famous movie monster has been featured in scare zones at both Orlando and Hollywood as a zombie?
As a zombie? Wait, which
like a zombie version of themselves.
Well, I don't know that.
You have 5 seconds if you want to try to take a guess.
I can't stop thinking of Vamp 85. That's vampires. No. Bill Murray. Final answer.
That's incorrect.
Now, you said a monster, right?
No, mobster.
Mobster. Okay, I misheard. Mobster. All right.
Gangster.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Al Capone.
Al Capone, final answer?
Yes, sir.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
That is Scarface.
Scarface.
Tony Montana.
Tony Montana.
Say
he was featured in Rip from the Silver Screen.
Yes.
Yep.
As well as a couple of years at Hollywood.
All right. So now we're going to go back to you here, Natalie. Second question. What reality competition TV show has had a scare zone named after it?
Reality competition TV show. Jeez, it wouldn't be Survivor. Oh, no, Face Off. Face Off.
Is that your final answer?
Face Off is my final answer.
That is correct. Natalie starts the game off with 2 points.
Awesome.
All right. So we're going to go back to you, Steven. Mike, you want to take it?
All right. Though one can argue scare zone-like areas have been around since Fright Nights, what year is said to have the first named scare zone, and what was its name?
Ooh, I want to say that was 94, number 4. And was it Midway of the Bazaar? No, it was Horrorwood.
That is correct.
Yeah, there we go.
Steven ties it up, 2 up. All right. So we're going to come back to you here, Natalie.
Alrighty.
All right. What scare zone title has been used 8 times at the Orlando event?
8 times at Orlando. So it's a title?
Correct.
I'm going to guess Midway of the Bazaar.
That is correct. Midway of the Bazaar has made 8 appearances. And that's going to give you a 4-2 lead, Natalie. Yeah, maybe it'll be 9. I guess we'll find out. All right, Mike, you want to take it away now?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Name the full title of one scare zone that was in Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone, and the year it was in.
Oh, and the year? Oh, God, it hasn't been any recent ones, really.
You have 5 seconds.
I don't know. No, I don't even have a guess.
Do you want to pass it up to Natalie?
Yep.
All right, Natalie. It's on you.
All right. Geez Louise. I don't even know. Like Steven said, it has been a long time since they've really done anything with that one.
5 seconds.
Pass. I got nothing.
All right. Well, the most recent time was 2013, which was Walking Dead Survivor Camp.
Oh.
Then in 2009, there was Cirque du Freak. And then in 2008, it was Fractured Tales.
Oh.
Fractured Tales. How did I forget that one?
That was a tougher one for
That
me,
was
I
really-
think. Sometimes locations throw me off with scare zones.
I had no idea.
All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to come back to you, Natalie. In Orlando, what's the most scare zones we have had in a single year?
In a single year. If I had to guess, I would say 8.
Is that your final answer?
7 is my final answer, actually.
7?
Yes.
That is correct. We had 7 in both 2008 and 2009 in Orlando.
My 2 favorite years. How perfect.
What's that? 09 was fantastic. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could have been there.
I miss it so much. Anyways, moving on to Steven. Mike.
All right. Actually, Duff, this is the one you're supposed to take.
Oh, yes, there's a reason for this. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, Steven. During Halloween Horror Nights 20 Years of Fear, there were 2 featured scare zones themed around the holidays. What were their names and what holidays were they themed around?
Ooh. I want to say there was a Christmas one involving Shady Brook, but I don't have a name.
And you have 5 seconds.
Nah, I don't have it.
Nope.
No.
All right, so we're going to go on to Natalie with the opportunity to steal.
All right, now when you say holidays, is Halloween counting?
If it is specifically themed to the holiday, then yes, that would count.
All right, and can you repeat the question for me just one more time?
Yeah, of course. During Halloween Horror Nights 20 Years of Fear, there were 2 featured scare zones themed around holidays. What were their names and what holidays were they themed around?
Okay, wow. This is a tough one. I vaguely remember something Shady Brook home for the holidays. And that was Christmas. But I don't remember if it was a scare zone or not. So, there's that one.
5 seconds.
Oh my gosh. I got nothing.
Gonna concede it?
Yeah.
All right. So the 2 we had, the holidays were Mardi Gras and Day of the Dead with Zombie Gras and Esqueleto Muerte.
Oh!
I should have got Zombie Gras.
To be honest, I completely forgot those existed till I read this question too, so it's okay. I'm with you.
As someone,
Duff had to read it because I can pronounce Spanish. I can barely pronounce English.
yeah,
So, yeah.
That's why it was to me.
yeah. As someone from Louisiana in the middle of Mardi Gras right now, I should have gotten Zombie Gras.
Oh, should have been in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as somebody from the zombie capital of the world, I should have known Zombie Gras.
All right. Who's up?
It's gonna be Natalie.
Natal. All right.
And
All right,
we're
Natalie.
still at 6-2, Natalie.
Wow.
All right. What was the last scare zone located in Shrek Alley?
Shrek Alley. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. You guys really have the tough ones, huh?
That was the goal.
Well, thank you for that, because I am stumped.
You have 5 seconds if you want to take a shot.
Shrek Alley. Can't even think.
All right,
Sorry.
time's up. No problem. So we're gonna go on to Steven.
I have a guess. Is it Scary Tales?
That is incorrect.
Nope.
This is probably my least favorite scare zone ever.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was called Night Maze in 2011.
Oh.
It was basically like a dark maze, and all the characters were just wearing black, and the maze was supposed to move, but it was really, really terrible, and I just avoided it.
It was pretty bad.
Oh, wow.
Very forgettable. So fair that you would not get that one. All right. So we are going to go back to Steven here with a chance to catch up. All right, Steven. From 1995 to 1999, the event featured the Scare Zone midway of the bazaar, located in Amity. In 2000, this zone got a name change, but stayed very similar. What was it called?
Ooh. It was something Jack related. Oh, was it Dr. Oddfellows?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Natalie, you have a chance.
Okay, so if I had to take a guess, it seems... I don't know, it was like... It definitely still had the word midway in it.
You have 5 seconds.
Pass.
Pass? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to pass it to you then. What is it?
All right. It is midway of Dr. Morose.
Oh.
Morose.
So you were on the right thinking with the doctor for sure.
Yeah.
And you knew Midway was still in it. So you guys were definitely on the right track there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go back to Natalie.
Alrighty.
All right. Natalie, what was the first year to feature a scare zone in Central Park?
Central Park. Okay, so... If I had to guess... Wow, I realize I say that a lot, don't I? If I had to guess, I would say, like...
You have 5 seconds.
99?
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
All right, Steven, chance to steal.
Can you repeat the question for me?
What was the first year to feature a scare zone in Central Park?
Let's say 2002? Yeah, 2002. Final answer.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, wild guess. Final answer.
That is incorrect. That would be 2000,
Oh.
Apocalypse Island. So you were so close, Natalie. If you could tell by my screen.
If you could have seen his face. And Steven, when you were saying 2000, he was like, oh, get it.
I'm like, just don't say anything else.
All right, so we are going to go back to Steven. What scare zone and year was advertised with the lines, "There are no boundaries, no safe zones, no one escapes"?
Ooh, was that 2013 with all the Walking Dead scare zones?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. Natalie, chance to steal.
All right. So, no boundaries, no escapes. Oof.
No safe zone.
No safe zones. I feel like it had something to do with HHN 20 Years of Fear, just because, like, there was no safe zone.
5 seconds.
It wouldn't be, whatchamacallit? It wouldn't be Hallowed Past, would it?
That is incorrect.
No.
It was 2012, Legions of Horror.
Ah!
The Roaming Hordes.
Mm-hmm. Steven, you kind of had the right thought process, though. Yeah. When I saw the line, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it sounded very Walking Dead. Like that's right whenever I started getting into the horror night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That time frame was an interesting one for Horror Nights, to say the least.
Interesting's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I try to be nice, usually. All right, so Natalie, we are going to come back to you. Mike?
All right. On that same line, name at least 5 legions. Common names are fine.
Oh my gosh, I just threw my phone because I'm so excited. Okay, Morphin, Karazin, Strangoid, Bacanoid, and Cerebin.
Perfect.
That is correct.
I literally have a Morphin sticker on my laptop.
That is amazing.
Right?
Yeah, I will probably post a link to the shop on my Twitter because it's something one of my friends made.
Please do, because I would love
I
to
need to
pick
go
those
get
up.
my phone because I threw it across the room. I will be right back.
Take your time.
And for the casuals, the common names were the vampires, beasts, warriors, prisoners. Their traditionals, where it's like trick or treat kids, and the walkers, where it's like zombies.
And that is going to bump Natalie's lead up to 8-2, which,
My
with the
phone
way our
survived,
scoring
everybody.
works, isn't much. And her phone survived. Even better. All right, Steven, this is going to be a big one for you. Try to get back into the game here. Name a scare zone located in Sting Alley.
Sting Alley. Oh, I'm trying to remember which one's Sting Alley. I think that would be the one from 21 with the Lady Luck scare zone.
5 seconds.
Was it called 7, I think?
Is that your final?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. Natalie, chance to steal.
Oh my gosh, Sting Alley. I'm gonna be honest, I'm so bad with location names. I'm trying to like picture it in my head, and I don't know where it even is. Like, that sounds so silly, but I'm so bad with names. Like,
They do throw out a lot of random names.
Yeah, they do.
Sting Alley. All I'm picturing is the musician. Not gonna lie. Sting Alley. Okay.
Think the movie Sting.
It's the movie Sting.
5 seconds.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
No problem. Mike?
That was you were right. It was 2011,
Yep.
and it was Lady Luck,
Just wrong location.
but just a wrong location. It was your luck has run out. And then 2009, it was Shadows of the Past. It was like icons.
Yeah.
Oh, I do vaguely remember Shadows.
Oh.
Man, I did love 7, though. That was a great scare zone.
Might be one of the best in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think so. For that location,
Really
one
cool.
of the best. Oh, man, I miss it. All right, moving on before I start crying. Mike, you want to take it away?
Sure. All right.
Natalie.
All right.
Yes.
What is the only scare zone in the whole event's history not to feature a single Scareactor?
No characters.
No Scareactors.
Okay, so I vaguely remember something from like 2011. No, not 2011. 2001. It was like a cage maze. I think it was called like the Rat Race or the Rat Run.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
Steven?
Yeah,
chance to
Run
steal.
did have characters. Jack was in the middle. Yeah.
I think I know this one. Is it called Booville, the one from Dr. Seuss?
That is right.
Yeah.
2002's Booville did not have a single Scareactor. The 23 version apparently had Grinch lurking in the windows and kind of popping out a few times. So that did feature a Scareactor, but the 2002 version literally just had fog and some music.
Hey, if it works, it works.
All right, so that's going to put the score at 7-5.
And now we're at Steven.
And then we're going back to Steven. Steven, a chance to tie it up.
All right, Steven. I'll get this one too. Why was that the case? Why was there no Scareactors in Booville?
Well, I'm glad I didn't just say that out of conversation. It was some copyright issues with Dr. Seuss's wife. Like, she didn't want all that going on in Dr. Seuss, and that they just kind of played the music backwards and dimmed the lights and put fog and stuff.
Yeah, I'll count that. Yeah. Dr. Seuss's wife didn't want anything remotely scary in Seuss Landing, just to take away from the family-friendly universe that he's created.
Yeah.
And that ties us up at 7-7. And then we are going to come back to you, Natalie. Chance to take the lead back. What was the only scare zone located in the International Food Bazaar? Should we give that hint that you want to put on?
Yeah, give the hint.
Okay. The area between World Expo and Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone before Springfield, USA.
Only scare zone to take place there. Okay. Wow. This is a tough one. Not gonna lie. If I had to wager a guess. I'm stumped. I'm stumped, Chief.
You want to pass it?
I can pass it, yeah.
All right, Steven.
Yeah, I have no idea. So Back to the Future, the ride. Final answer.
I mean, that was there. I mean, correct, but not correct. The answer we were looking for was Canyon of Lost Souls from HHN 21.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool scare zone, if I remember it.
I vaguely recall it. I don't have.
There were like these
memories.
big walls and then like giant stilt walkers and then with like skulls.
Yep. It was very like almost Festival of the Deadliest kind of style. Anyways,
Nice.
So we are gonna go to Steven. Steven, chance to take the lead here. Name 3 scare zones that the next year became a house.
Oh, so Trick or Treat, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Was it no.
5 seconds.
Themes and Saws and Steams.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Yes.
And Mike throws a fist pump as Saws and Steams is his favorite ever house.
I love
Me
it.
too.
So
Good
he really
taste.
wanted someone to get that.
Good
Yeah,
taste.
I fist bumped too because it was on the tip of my tongue for the last 10
Oh.
seconds.
We heard you coming up with it. We were rooting for you.
I was building it.
And that's going to bring the score to
Yeah.
9-7.
Yeah.
Steven, what a comeback there. However, we're still only 3 points from a Natalie win, too. So let's move on here. All right, Natalie. In HHN 26, you may remember the Scare Zone Vamp 55. What was the name of the high school these students attended?
Okay, of course you cut out, so I'm going to need you to repeat yourself.
Yeah, no problem. During HHN 26, you may remember the Scare Zone Vamp 55. What was the high school the students attended?
Hollywood High.
That is correct. And that is going to tie it up at 9
Oh,
to
geez.
9. Wow.
Well,
This is what I like.
Steven.
Yeah, winner takes all on the next one.
But we are going to Steven with the
Steven.
first chance to win it all.
Ooh,
All right, Steven.
a lot of pressure.
In 2005, there was a scare zone located in Marvel Superhero Island. What was the name of that scare zone, and what vehicles were driven in it?
Ooh, Carnival of Carnage. No, the other Carnage, Maximum Carnage. And was it ATVs?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
All right, Natalie, chance to steal and win.
Well, 2005. That was. Oh my gosh. Was it Terrathrone and motorcycles?
That is incorrect.
Wait. I realize what it. No, wait, no, I don't. I think I realize what it is now.
Well, we can't give you the points, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
So there were motorcycles.
That is part. That part is right.
If I remember correctly, it had something to do. It was like Demon Bikers or something. I
it
can't
was called
place the name.
Blood Thunder Alley.
Yes, Blood Thunder Alley.
All right.
Alrighty. Well,
All right, well, we're going to go
It
back
was
to
an
you,
attempt.
Natalie. Still a chance to win. And we're going to go to HHN 25. And this is going to be a very straightforward one. There were 5 scare zones. Can you name them?
okay, so you cut out once more.
No problem. There were 5 scare zones at HHN 25. Can you name each of them?
So, did you say HHN 5?
25.
25. Okay, so we had icons. We had, I think, oh my god. Okay, so icons is like the love of my life scare zone. So there was
Fair.
icons for sure.
And then we do not need the subtitle, just the main title will do. And you have 5 seconds.
Oh, I hate the fact that that's the only one I remember. How? How does that even happen to me?
Time. So, Steven, we're going to go to you. Chance to steal and win.
Ooh. Okay. So let me see. There would be the icon one. I remember there was like a steampunk scary tales one. There was the all night die-in.
5 seconds.
Oh, there was a psychotherapy one, and
last shot.
The Central Park one, like evil something.
And
root of evil.
Time. Man, I really want to give you that one, but I can't because we went a little too far over the time, and the name was a little too off. So we did have Psychotherapy Unleashed, Icons, HHN, Scary Tales, Scream Punk, All Night Die-In double feature, and the one you were looking for to finish it off was Evil Roots.
Oh.
You were so incredibly close. And I really wanted to give it to you, but that just wouldn't be fair. So, sorry. But that was about as close as you could possibly get. And then, but we are going to go back to you, Steven, still with a chance to win it here. And then, Mike, I will let you take it.
All right, Steven. Back to my favorite scare zone and favorite house. What area was Sazensteam's located in?
Oh. No.
You have 5 seconds.
Sounds like it would work good in Nazerman's, so I'm going to say Nazerman's. Final answer.
Duff, you're going to have to help me with this one.
Does that count as Sting Alley?
No, that's incorrect.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
That's incorrect. Nazerman's is in this location, but New York. It was in all of New York.
Oh.
And I didn't let her steal.
No, you did not. No.
It's okay.
All right. We're going to go to Natalie.
All right, Natalie. So we are going to give you the opportunity of a steal with a new question. So this one's still worth 1 point. I mean, both you only need 1 point anyway, so that's not the big deal. But this is like your steal, so you'd still have a question after this.
Yes.
If we were to go back to HHN 23, each of the scare zones were Walking Dead themed. Can you name 3 of the subtitles?
Okay, so if I'm correct, there was Maximum. It was like, what was it called? No, it wasn't a Maximum. So Survivor's Camp, we already talked about. The Fall of Atlanta, something with Atlanta.
5 seconds.
I don't know. The Dead Streets.
And time. Again, that was so extremely close. So you got Fall of Atlanta, you got Survivor's Camp, and there was one called the Undead Streets, which was the park-wide scare zone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the whole name for everything.
Yeah.
It was all the Undead Streets.
Yeah.
It was.
That was another extremely close one that I'm gritting my teeth that I can't give it to you. But it's going back to you again now. So that's all right. Another chance to win. Mike?
All right. Okay. In Halloween Horror Nights 26, what scare zone was featured in Central Park?
Central Park. Okay, so Central Park, geez Louise. So, was it, oh my god, it was something that I thought was really cool. Was it the Banshee one? Cave of the Banshees or like Lair of the Banshee or something?
Is Lair of the Banshee your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
That's it. Natalie, you have won this round and are going to advance to the finals.
Steven,
Wow.
you did so awesome. You did really good.
That was
Steve, good game, man.
the closest one by far. And both of you almost won twice before. That was
our most entertaining
incredible.
for sure.
Oh,
I
yeah,
loved that.
I think so. That was a great one.
Good.
I think those were tougher questions. We did our job there.
Yeah, they were great.
Oh, yeah, no, I was impressed. Like, I was just like, wow.
A lot of blind
The amount
guesses.
of things I did not know.
It's part educational. That's what we're going for, you know?
Yeah.
Even for us, a lot of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So expect them to get harder in the final round, Natalie.
Yeah.
Steven, again, you did fantastic. That was a great matchup. I want to thank both of you for joining us.
Yeah.
We'd love to have, we'll definitely have Natalie back. Steven, would love to have you back on the show at some point in some capacity, if you'd be so willing.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to get as many people on for anything.
And we have other games coming up, so maybe we'll get you involved if you'd like to.
Gotcha. I'll be around.
But Natalie, we will see you probably in a few weeks here for the final round. We just have one more matchup to go to find the final contestant. Yeah. So Natalie is going to join Eric and Bruce in our finals. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Bye, guys.
It's been fun.
Appreciate
it was nice
it.
to meet you, Steven.
Nice to meet you too, Natalie. I'll probably find your Twitter in a little bit.
Yay.
All right, guys. We will be back in a bit. Welcome back, horror fans. Well, let's get to it. Let's get to our very first interview with this character. We've been talking about it a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's finally here.
If you were listening to the holiday special, Mike got everything smoothed over. It's fine.
Yep.
We have the consent now.
Everything's smoothed over.
It's great.
My trespass has been lifted. I can go
so
back.
We're told. I guess we'll find out. But
I trust Santa.
I believe him.
Yeah, I think I'm all good.
I'm not too worried.
All right. Well, let's get to it. We have found a Smitty award-winning. Should we explain what a Smitty is?
Yeah, real quick.
All right. So we had an end-of-the-year awards of HHN 29, and we called the Smitties. And we had different categories, and one of them was best actress in a house, right?
Yep.
And
Yes.
Red from us was a nominee. Didn't quite win. I think she lost to the Ghostbusters' Dana.
Yep. Unfortunately.
No, not Dana. Janine.
Maybe. Yeah.
It was Janine. Yeah.
Janine.
No, it was Janine. It was not Dana. Although Dana was good. All right. But Dana is not who we're interviewing. We are interviewing one of the Reds. There was a couple of Reds, but we have one of them with Dana. Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. So what is your first experience at Halloween Hornets?
My first experience at Halloween Hornets was 5 years ago, Halloween Hornets 2015. And honestly, I did not even know what to expect because I kind of signed up for an audition last minute on a whim. And then my audition day, I don't remember how soon after I auditioned, but I didn't know what to expect. And when I went in, it was a very long and treacherous process where I stood in a room and they asked me a question and then I got cast.
Oh, wow.
So your first experience was actually as a scare actor rather than a guest.
It was, no, you're right. Actually, I was a guest, but I'm going to be completely honest. I don't remember much of it, not because I was inebriated or anything. It was because it was a really long time ago, 2009, and all I remember is me sleeping on a bench somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty big gap between them.
Yeah.
So did you start going as a guest a lot once you became a scare actor?
No, because I don't like scary things.
There it is.
Yeah.
So is that kind of why you never really went before you were a scare actor?
Yeah. I mean, I have been a handful of times as a guest, throughout the 5 years I've been doing it, but mainly I have to bring my friend Morgan along, and she's kind of like my person, because even though these people are my coworkers, they still manage to scare the crap out of me, almost literally. But yeah, I just I don't do so well with that.
That's a testament to those scare actors, I guess,
Well,
right?
I mean, it's different when you're being scared versus scaring someone else.
So, do you ever like feel scared when you're in the house, like the first like few times or anything while you're working?
Believe it or not, no. No. The, there was this time, actually, I'm going to be honest, when we have to do a walkthrough before we start actually scaring, where we kind of get into the zone. Sometimes you would be either at the front or the back of the group, and you kind of have that like alone time in the house when it's kind of eerie, but that's about it.
So you've been working since 2015. What other roles have you played?
Okay, so my very first year in 2015, I was a clown with chainsaw. Didn't realize that was going to be a big deal. Because apparently, like, people work up to being chainsaw, and they just kind of threw me in there, and I didn't know what to expect, because when we had our tables, when we were sorted, I was sitting with a group of individuals that looked nothing like me, so we all just looked very different demographics, and that's something that Universal is very, very good at, just incorporating diversity. And I was just like, I don't know what this is, until we found out later that we were roaming hordes, and I got to learn how to work and use a steel chainsaw. Which is
How's that experience?
It's a lot of fun. It's fun because, I don't know, there's something about it where, like, people see a chainsaw and they automatically get scared. And on top of that, people do not like clowns. And so it's like, put a clown with a chainsaw and you just get hell. So it's wonderful.
And then did you guys kind of realize that was going to be like a big thing? Well, more did you realize just coming in the first time? Did you realize, like, as soon as you came in, like, oh, that's kind of a big deal what I'm doing? Or did you kind of figure out later on, like, oh, this is a pretty big role I'm playing?
I figured out right before it started, when we were doing costuming, because they put so much detail and effort into every single costume for every single Scareactor. Like, my costume alone, just one of the hundreds of Scareactors that we have, they spent so much time on it. Like, originally I was supposed to have this skirt that they ended up turning into a sort of cape, and how they had that work done overnight, and they completely changed my outfit based off of, standing back, kind of tilting their heads, and like, no, do something different. Like, that's how they treat each and every one of their characters. So that showed me in itself how big of a deal it was going to be before even the team member preview.
Going into the roles you've played, you kind of sounded like you really enjoyed this one. Would you say it was your favorite role you've done?
It's definitely a tie. It's a tie. Probably the one that I enjoyed doing most, but I would say I think that this past year was my favorite role.
Okay.
I know it's a little different and it sounds confusing, but yeah, I think I enjoyed doing it the most, but my favorite role was this past year.
And then to reiterate for everyone listening, that was Red in the Us House. And then that kind of leads into, in general, if you could choose just right off the bat, would you prefer doing a house or a zone? Knowing nothing about the subject matter, just strictly house versus zone, do you have a preference?
Zone.
Zone?
Scare zone, absolutely.
Is that like because you get so much more freedom?
Yes, it's a little less repetitive, more oxygen, and people be crazy sometimes, so it's like less harm physically sometimes.
On that same note, did you find it difficulty to play an already established character like Red?
Believe it or not, I didn't. It kind of gave me a framework to work with. Like it gave me, I watched the movie a number of times, and it kind of helped me get into the zone. But it was good. It was fun being able to imitate Lupita, but yeah, not really.
Let's talk about what room you were in the Us house. So you were in the bunny room, correct?
Sure was.
Was it fun being in the bunny room, kind of being the decoy for the actual scare?
Well, yes, because when people would walk in, they would see me or see Red, and and they'd be like, especially people if they've never seen the movie, they'd be super confused. Why are there bunnies in this room? And that would kind of distract them from another scare that just kind of came out of nowhere from the classroom, Adelaide. But it was very enjoyable. I used the room to my advantage though, because what made us stand out from other houses was that it was very psychological more than just jump out scares. So I definitely used that to my advantage and would do like disturbing stares and smiles and stuff where people wouldn't like just little subtle things that kind of would leave a shiver in your spine. So
I definitely agree with that. I don't know if
Yeah.
you'll go back and listen to all the episodes, but I have always had Up as one of my top houses. I've loved that house basically for that reason. It's not all about jump scares. It's more like a build up to the psychological, to kind of like foreboding. They really capture the movie really perfectly in that house.
I agree. I agree, especially because if anybody that had seen the movie prior to going into the house, like you would hear all the comments that they would make because they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is it was great. It was enjoyable."
Yeah, especially with the time they had to put that house together. It was really amazing.
Definitely. Yes, agreed.
So when you're working, whether it's houses or scare zone, how's the bond with the cast? Do you see any differences between what the subject matter is, where you're placed within a house, or if it's a scare zone?
My gosh, the bond amongst the cast is what keeps me going, because you have to keep in mind that a lot of the people work, day jobs, and then they'll go straight to Halloween Horror Nights, and then you're amongst like all these people where we're all going through the same thing, trying to bring forth the best performance every night. So everyone that would be waiting in lines for like hours long would have the same energy, the same scares. So it's being with each other like backstage. The bond is out of this world, amazing. I love it. I love it. Like to this day, people from each of the like my castmates from each of my years are still my family. Actually, on Friday night, I'm going and hanging out with 3 of my Scareactor friends from 2017. So it's nice. I love the bond. I love the castmates and the positive energy and vibe. Like never have we had like anything negative going on. At least personally, I have not experienced that, and it seems to be that way for all the scare zones, and at least most of the scare zones and houses every year. So
that's so awesome to hear.
Yeah, I'd take those with me for sure. Actually, sorry. I do have to say, this is now January, and my house, they still have an active group chat going on. It's interesting.
That's awesome.
So you guys really stay connected.
Oh yeah.
You said that's kind of what keeps you going. Would you say that's your favorite aspect of being a scare actor, the bonds you get to make with your fellow cast?
Ooh, that's definitely tied for number 1. Absolutely.
What's tied with it?
Being able to perform, doing what I love. I enjoy it because Universal makes it a good atmosphere to work in. Always. So, and they maintain that. That is why there are still people that audition year after year to be a part of this.
So for HHN 29, did you get to experience any of the other houses or zones?
Yes, I went through all of the houses. I believe, yeah, I went through all of the houses and all of the scare zones. Yes, definitely.
So other than us, what is your favorite house and favorite zone?
Ooh, uh, uh, I'm a little biased because I don't know, I love the Yeti house. You know what? I have to say, Ghostbusters was a classic, but yeah, I love the Yeti house as well.
You can't see us, but Duff and I are nodding.
Yep.
Nodding, yeah, you guys agree.
I have no qualms with that.
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
Yeah, we're both big Yeti fans. We're huge Graveyard Games fans. I don't know. If
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so what's funny? A little side note about the Yeti house. I don't know if you know that they shared a soundstage with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're very big on keeping everyone like healthy and happy and everything. But it was so funny was so the Yeti costumes, big, super, you gotta keep these people cool. So they made the temperatures were actually the house was kind of cold. And the Yeti people, the Yeti Scareactors, they would keep on apologizing to us. They would be like, you guys, we're so sorry. We're like, nah, it's good. We would rather be cold than you guys burn. So it was just even like the relationships from house to house was also beautiful as well. Because we're all like worried about each other. But are you good? Are you good? It was cool. Yeah.
So you guys, you do bond like outside of your own cast too, like.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Dave. What about Scare Zone? What's your favorite Scare Zone?
I think what was it called? Arcade?
Arcade. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that one was lit, literally lit and amazing. Like the neon, and then and the fact that it was like right there when you first walked in, it just like amped you up for the rest of Halloween Horror Nights and everything we're gonna experience. So I would say Arcade for sure.
Awesome.
Mike would agree with you there.
Yeah, Arcade and Vanity Du Ball were my two picks.
Yeah. Oh, Vanity. Yes, Vanity. Hey, what was yours, Duff?
I kept going back and forth. I think in the end, Vikings Undead was my favorite.
Right.
For most of the year, it was Vanity Ball, though.
Vikings Undead was creepy, man.
That's the vibes I'm looking for.
Yeah, that was creepy.
All right, Dano, thank you so much for talking to us. Can we expect to see you at HHN 30 or further on?
We shall see. We shall see. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you, too.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, horror fans. Well, that was a great interview and trivia.
Yeah. That episode long.
Yeah, sorry guys, it was a little long.
A blast.
Yeah, the trivia went really, really long, but it was probably our funnest episode to record.
Yeah, definitely. I like long episodes personally.
Yeah.
The more we get to talk about it, the happier I am. So, worked for me.
And it was still fun talking to Dana. Thank you again, Dana, for coming on the show. I've been bothering her. We work together. I'm not going to say where we work, but we work together. And I've been bothering her to come on the show for a long time, and she was really, really great to come on.
Yeah.
And it was real fun to talk to her.
Definitely.
Hopefully we see you at 30 or beyond. But yeah.
Yeah, and then also for our trivia contestants, go follow them on their social media accounts. Steven on Instagram is going to be SDFelice5, so that's SDEFELICE 5. And you can kind of go back and see the whole story about the connection between his wife and Horror Nights and how they met there. Yeah,
that's so awesome.
That's pretty, right? Yeah. I want to find a way. I already have a girlfriend, but we met at the Horror Nights.
You kind of did meet the Horror Nights.
We did. Technically.
You did. You met your girlfriend at Horror Nights.
That's true.
You did.
I kind of have a similar. We're not married, though, so it's a little different.
You and Steven kind of have that.
We have that similarity. Yeah.
You might.
It's true.
Yeah.
Damn. I've never really thought about that.
You didn't even realize that.
No,
when
I
you were
didn't.
talking to
Not until
Steven.
we just said it right now. I was like, you know what? I did. That's literally where I met my
your
girlfriend.
I did not meet my wife at Horror Nights.
No.
No.
His wife does not do the Horror
My
Nights.
wife does not do the Horror Nights thing. I did not meet her. I met my wife at the Oasis Pool of the Polynesian.
Hey, you know what? Just as good. Well, okay, it's not just as good, but good.
Yeah.
So it was your wife, so it doesn't really matter where it was.
I mean, I would. To me, it's just as good. I love the Polynesian. I absolutely love them. Yeah, you have a Polynesian connection too.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. We won't talk about it, but I do.
Yeah. I am. We talk about it. This is not a Disney podcast.
Also follow Natalie again at Countdown HHN. She literally counts down to HHN. So if you want to know how long you have till Horror Nights, go follow.
I love it.
It's great. And also get some discussion sometimes too.
Yeah,
so.
It just pops in my new feed. It's like, oh,
it's like that many days?
That many days, yeah.
And it's either shit.
She does a service. She really
does.
does.
It's a free service for all you Horror Nights nerds.
Yeah, that you don't have to do it. She does it for you.
And then again, congratulations to Natalie on advancing to the final.
I'm glad that we have a female voice on that show.
Yeah, definitely made it to the final.
We're working on having more female voices on the show, by the way. It's something we definitely.
Well, each trivia has been male and female.
That's true. Yeah, and we had Jessica too in the recap.
I think.
Okay.
I don't think we're not
This isn't a total sausage fest.
No, not completely.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, we're trying to put our money where our mouth is. When I called Academy of Villains Altered States of Sausage Fest.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
We will try not to do that on our own show.
Yeah, we try to have as many
just representatives.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something we pride ourselves. So in order to do that, we need you to come out on the show. So we definitely
reach out to people too.
Yeah, for sure. So come on the show. We'll talk to you.
Yeah. Literally anything. So one thing I'd like to mention, we've said how we always want guests, and you can be a part of anything. Right now, I think something we're looking for is we want to include guests on our house dissections. Currently, we've done Graveyard Games and Ghostbusters. If you have any serious interest in one of the other 8 houses, like a lot of knowledge or just who's your favorite, let us know, and we can get you on the episode of that house dissection.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, yeah.
Specifically reach out for that right now.
Yeah, so definitely, if you have a house dissection, you're like, yo, I want to be part of that. Universal Monsters is taken.
Yep, taken now.
Universal Monsters is taken.
So you got 7 left.
But you got 7 left, so reach out to us if you want to be a guest on it.
I know a lot of people like the Fishy Boys. A lot of Fishy Boy stands from Depths of Fear. So
I think we're going to do that one soon, right?
Yeah,
so we need some Fishy Boys. We need some Fishy Boys to come out.
Yeah. Well, not the Fishy Boys themselves, but
I mean, is that what they call themselves? Fishy Boys?
That's what people call them.
No, like the people who like stand.
Oh no, that's what they call
Depths of Fear. I thought you were like, yo, with the Fishy Boys.
No, I believe that's what they referred to the fish characters.
I thought that's what they call themselves.
I'd never heard that. Not in that connotation, at least.
We the Fishy Boys.
We can call them the Fishy Boys.
Yeah. I think we should. What are the Yeti stands called?
I don't know. They usually just put their name like blank Terror of the Yukon.
Yeah. The Yukon
crew.
The Yukon Yippies.
The Yukon Yippies.
Yeah.
I don't.
It kind of fits. We'll work on that.
We'll let you guys choose. If you are a huge, I'm not like a stand. I love the house.
Yeah.
But there were
Graveyard Game stands.
Yeah, we are.
We are leading that train.
What do we call that?
We'll come up with something. Well, I mean, there's lots of options, but let's not put ourselves on point right here. Let's give ourselves.
None of this is on record.
Yeah, exactly. We're just showing how we are more creative when we give ourselves some time to like Toya. We're not improvs. That's Nico. Nico's great at improv.
He is.
We're not good at that.
Kind of worried about some of the stuff he'd say for those night stuff. Happy you're not here right now, Nico. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we're making this episode even longer, so we should.
Hope you enjoyed this 3.5-hour episode, guys.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Again, congratulations, Natalie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Dana. Fantastic episode for me. Mike, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the street.